Alfred North Whitehead is among the best-known mathematicians and most celebrated philosophers of the first half of the 20th century. He is famed for developing the early phases of the Analytic philosophy movement and for his work as a mathematician, a mathematical logician, and as a philosopher of science. He went on to develop process philosophy, which also spawned process theology. As a mathematician and logician, he collaborated with Bertrand Russell on the monumental 3-volume Principia Mathematica, 1910, 1912, and 1913. Whitehead was born February 15, 1861 in Ramsgate, Isle of Thanet, Kent, England, the son of a clergyman. He entered Trinity College in Cambridge in 1880 with a scholarship in mathematics and was elected to membership in the elite Apostles Discussion Club in 1884. Graduating with a BA in mathematics that year, he was elected a fellow in mathematics at Trinity College. In 1890, he met Bertrand Russell, his future collaborator, and married Evelyn Wade. Elected a Fellow of the Royal Society in 1903 in recognition of his work on universal algebra, symbolic logic, and the foundations of mathematics, he resigned from Cambridge in 1910 and moved to London, where in 1911 he was appointed lecturer at Trinity College, London. The following year, he was elected president of both the Southeastern Mathematical Association and the London branch of the Mathematical Association, and in 1914 was appointed professor of applied mathematics at the Imperial College of Science and Technology. In 1915, he was elected president of the Mathematical Association for 1915 to 1917. Whitehead met Albert Einstein in 1921 and in 1922 was elected president of the Aristotelian Society for 1922 and 1923. It was the prospect of mandatory retirement that prompted Whitehead to leave England and accept an appointment at Harvard University in 1924. This move was especially propitious in that it took him out of an academic milieu in which he was recognized essentially as a mathematician and put him in a place where he could be a philosopher. Just 1 year after his arrival, Whitehead delivered Harvard's prestigious Lau Lectures, which became the 1926 book Science and the Modern World.
Are you a philosophy student or just have a general interest in philosophy? Since ancient times, brilliant philosophical teachings and dialogues taught by great luminous minds have deeply elevated the way we think and live. The Complete Philosophy Primer is a comprehensive, organized, easy-to-read, and all-encompassing guide specifically written for students in their first college-level philosophy course, as well as anyone with an interest in philosophy. With this jam-packed philosophical guide, you will optimize your knowledge in philosophy, logic, ethics, its history, and branches. Learn philosophical concepts, term definitions, and biographies. Find lists of essential books, films, blogs, websites, and other resources. Improve your writing skills, learn how to argue effectively, and most of all, learn how to be a better student. Order your copy today to philosophize your mind and illuminate your wisdom.
This was followed in 1927 through 1928 by the Gifford Lectures at the University of Edinburgh, which resulted in Process and Reality, 1929, a kind of prelude to his 1933 Adventures of Ideas. Together, these 3 volumes constitute his Metaphysics, which rejected fragmentation of the world into objective facts and subjective values. Whitehead sought to harmonize the abstractions of science with those of art, morals, and religion, and to do so in harmony with the intuitions offered by human experience. This led to his most original philosophical concept, an ontology defined as process philosophy. It is an ontology of becoming, which identifies metaphysical reality with change. Process philosophy is a departure from earlier concepts of change as illusory or accidental, and instead regards change as the very foundation of reality, which Whitehead defined as a process of becoming. From Whitehead's new metaphysics, others, including Charles Hartshorne and John B. Cobb, developed the influential concept of process theology, which conceives of God not as unchanging and remote from change, but as affecting and affected by temporal processes. Thus, while God is eternal in that he will never die, immutable in that he is always and forever good, and impassible in that his eternal aspect is unaffected by actuality, God is also temporal, mutable, and passible. Asked to define religion, Whitehead replied that religion is what the individual does with his own solitariness. It runs through 3 stages: the transition from God the void to God the enemy, and from God the enemy to God the companion. This definition, which took religion out of the traditional realm of group consensus and celebration and applied it to the solitary individual, seemed to many especially suited to life in the 20th century. Whitehead served as professor of philosophy at Harvard University until his retirement in 1937. In 1931, he was elected a Fellow of the British Academy and in 1945 was awarded the Order of Merit. He died 2 years later, on December 30th, 1947, in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Among Whitehead's many students were the mathematicians Bertrand Russell, G.H. Hardy, and J.E. Littlewood, physicists Edmund Whittaker, Arthur Eddington, and James Jeans, economist John Maynard Keynes, and philosophers Suzanne Langer, Nelson Goodman, and Willard Van Orman Quine.